Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Tony Six Morning Show. I'm Tony T. We got free picks ready for you here from the NFL as well as an NBA 8-game card tonight. We'll hit on college basketball and the NHL as well at the end of the show. Let's introduce the cappers and we'll get right back. We'll get right to the picks. That's what we do here on the Tony Six Morning Show. We don't mess around here. Let's say hello to Rod. Rod, what's going on?
Not too much, Tony. Hey, great week. Looking for the same kind of week. We can do the repeat what we did last week this week. That would be really good. So, not plus 900 a week. So can't complain there. New weekly we did last week. Decided bring it on. Let's have a new week. Sunday was pretty good. 4-3 in the NFL for me. So winning day there. Hoops not so good. 1-2-1. So lost a little bit of juice there. But hey, those habits, especially with that run that I've been on with the college hoops and the NBA. So can't complain there. It's Monday, new week, new goals, new more winning. Let's get it.
Yeah, seeing Rod here on top of the leaderboard in the last 7 days. Been really red hot. Let's say hello to Jorge. He's put up a great year. Top unit producer for the year at Tony's Picks. Jorge, what's happening?
What's happening, guys? Second, not top.
No, you're top now.
Oh, my top? Okay.
You're top now, yeah.
All right, cool. So I'll take that. Definitely still having a good college football season. Right behind Rod in college basketball. I should have pounded my ribbon blue book that I've been talking about. I'm still doing pretty good, above 60%. But there were some great mismatches out there, and Rod was right on top of him and pounding away at him. So very smart move on your part, Rod. Good job on the college basketball. And I had a little bit rare of a couple unit week. I mean, knock on wood, I've been able to stay plus units, grinding it out. So looking to jump back this week. Like I said, off to a hot start in college basketball. Tony, you know how much I love college basketball. Oh, yeah. My best sport, really, and I've always done well on it. And a little bit of bad luck in the NBA, man. So really,
I had one lose today.
The NBA.
That's the NBA.
The end game last night plus 9.5. Times they don't cover. I get hooked. So it's there's no other sport you get hooked on. You get a hook on than the NBA. That's for sure. They'll get on those numbers. But all that being said, I'm ready for a new week and definitely going to be plus units.
Yeah, the end game that can happen in college basketball. Since we get into conference play, that happens a lot too, and it's a little bit more competitive. Let's say hello to Solo. Solo, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Nice day in NFL yesterday. I think we went 6-1 NFL.
Very good.
Dropped a little money in the NBA. Had the Clippers game under 220.5. I think they went for 221. A little bad beat right there. We'll get that back today.
Yeah, I had the Jazz. They're plus the 10. That got me too. That got me on that one there. So that had a rough one yesterday, but we'll look to bounce back today. So let's get going here.
On Minnesota, and they slow started yesterday in the NBA. Came roaring back. But the Suns take off to such a lead, and it was just like, no cover there, no chance. Yeah, they got the win, but not the cover.
And these Rockets, man, they're taking off now. They're learning how to play on the road.
In the NBA, that just kind of reminded me of something. I have a buddy of mine. He's not a handicapper, but loves doing the in-game. And I ingrained in his head, everything I say, this guy takes it to heart and applied it. The year the Golden State Warriors won the championship, and now you can go down by 20 points is nothing. This guy would start pounding the Warriors when they were down 20-0. And as they would come back, he would keep pounding it. He made $15,000 in a couple of weeks. He just took his money, and Golden State kept falling behind, kept coming back to win. Not covering the spread, but just enough to cover to win. And you can sit there and make a four. If you're someone sharp enough with their money to do that, great. But you can make a fortune doing that. If that's all you're going to sit there and watch these games in the market and wait till that favorite goes negative, they got a great chance to come roaring back, especially a team like Golden State this year who has a big bench. Boston, Minnesota. Anybody who's got 3 legit scores can come back at any time and cover those spreads. So that in live action against the NBA, they're never out. They're never out.
Yeah, and also angle and look at the healthy teams versus the injured teams, because the healthy teams have a shot at coming back too, and the injured teams don't. Yeah. There's no depth.
Well, some of these injured teams, the starting 5 guys play as hard as they can. They'll get a lead, then they got nothing. They run out of gas in the second half.
Yeah, well, that's exactly right. When you look at it, and then the USC drops to Cal. Oh my goodness, that's another bad sign for the Trojans basketball. The team will see how it rolls here. This new coach coming in that's not supposed to happen.
They played defense in the second half. I had the over in that game, and I want to say at halftime we were looking pretty good. And I don't know, I looked up and they scored like 22 and 25 points, respectively in the second half. Really killed that total.
Yep. It's not 8 for USC, especially with Cali being an in-state, not rival, but it is a little bit of a rival. It's not UCLA, but they play each other all the time. It's California bragging rights. I thought 8 points was a little bit too high. I didn't think.
Do you like Madsen?
Yeah, I do. To cover, I do. To cover spread. This team ain't never going to give up. He's crazy. He was crazy when he played. So, he's instilling that in his play. If you don't play hard the whole time, you will ride the pine with that dude.
Was it Grand Canyon? He had one of the biggest choke jobs in a conference final I've ever seen, where they blew a 20-point lead in the second half against in the conference. That happened. That the biggest choke, and he lost the Stanford job because of it. that was nuts there. But he got the college job. But yeah, that was crazy. I forgot.
He's a gamer. He's
a gamer. I don't know if it was against Grand Canyon or the other school, the WAC school that he was coaching at. I'll never forget that 20-point lead you blew in the last 10 minutes of that conference title game. That was madness there. Unbelievable that choke job. But anyway, let's get to the NFL for tonight. Of course, we've got the game here between the Houston Texans and the Cowboys. We know the quarterback situation with Dallas. We're seeing here Houston 7. A heavy juice. Pinnacle's now moved to 7.5 for Houston, and it was like that even last night, even in the afternoon yesterday. So Pinnacle taking a shot here at 7.5 with the sharps there on Houston. Total sits here about 41.5. We saw with Rod.
Yeah, looking at this game, could Dallas play any worse? I guess they could possibly play worse than what we've seen so far. I'm just going to continue taking Cooper Rush numbers under the posted, because he's hit 6 straight under his passing yards. He can't throw the ball down the field. It's awful. So they got to try to get some sort of run, but you just don't see. Did
you just give out a prop?
I did. I gave up a prop.
Come on, bro.
I did. Give out a prop. Winning winners. It's 6 straight. How can you not take out that? Give it that prop, right? How can you not? You got to take him under throwing. How long is he going to stay in there for too? They're going to try to get the backup going too. Dallas in trouble. Where are they scoring points? That's what I'd like to see. They can throw the ball. That's what they've done. But look who's throwing it. He can't get over any throwing totals. This game's going under. Take the under 41.5. I think it's down to 41 in places. It's the first to 20 if we get to 20. This seems like it's going to be like a 17-13, 17-14 type game. So I'm going to hold my nose, and I'm going to take Dallas plus the 7 points just because. Do you think this Houston Texans team can run them right out of the gym? No, they're not that good either. You look at the numbers that they're scoring, and it's averaging about, 22 points? And the Dallas team's averaging about 14.8. So just the number inside that 7 number. I like the under, and I like the Dallas plus the points there.
Yeah, from Rod, move on over to Jorge.
Yeah, the under obviously is looking, but if you guys look at the injury list on both of those teams, I don't think we've seen a game with that many injuries combined from both teams. That is ridiculous. I mean, it's huge. It's like 20, it's a report of 20 players each. But you know what? This is Monday night, man. Cowboys have had a horrible season. And one of the things you got to realize when these games are isolated, basketball, football, it doesn't matter, baseball, when you're playing prime time and everybody's watching, you're going to get the best out of that sorry team. And that good team usually isn't that fired up. They just want to get in there and get out with the win. It's not a division game. It's not even a conference game. I will say it's a battle of Texas. But that was more when Houston was the lower team and they weren't winning very much. They would give Dallas their best shot. But without Prescott in there, you're right, Rod. They could play a little bit worse. But you know what? Those guys that have been getting their tails whooped they can play better. They finally get some experience. They correct some of their mistakes. So, Dallas' season's gone. I mean, they ain't going to make the playoffs. Prescott's not in there. Plus 7.5. Ugly as it'll be, it's more under the total, but I wouldn't go over 7.5. I don't see Houston being super motivated in the spot.
There from Jorge on over to Solo.
Yeah, I heard Jerry Jones, and Jerry was saying that, he has a lot of respect for Cooper Rush, and he felt that he could run this offense just as sufficient as Dak Prescott. If that was the case, Jerry, then why did you pay him $260 million? I think we're going to see regression. I think this total goes under. This injury report is loaded. This is going to be an ugly game. I'm going to take the under. I don't feel comfortable on the side going under 41.
Yeah, from Solo. Yeah, I'm going to look at the plus price here with Dallas. I mean, you just have to erase that loss to Detroit and Philadelphia from your memory because Houston is not at that level. That is something I kind of
those tailwinds make you play better. You get your ass kicked, you come back a little bit.
Yeah,
stronger, and these guys are pros because they learn. You know what I mean? They've learned to play better, and they didn't get to this level because they didn't learn from their mistakes and all that. So,
but they were more competitive here against the Niners and the Falcons here in road losses by 6 is what I'm saying here. Is that they in this type of against this type of opponent they can be more competitive. They getting rough shot by those two elite teams that they got beat by. Because let's face it, we could see the Jets and Lions in the Super Bowl this year. I'm sorry, the Eagles,
Jets,
but not Eagles. What I'm thinking about, I'm thinking Jets because we could see.
Did they legalize mushrooms in California?
No, I know. I was thinking about something else here, but the teams they lost to we could see the Eagles with the Lions in the Super Bowl this year. Two Super Bowl favorites.
Steelers and the Lions. Who thought the Steelers had a shot?
No, either from the NFC side. Well, from the NFC side is what I'm saying. What I want to get to with Houston here is Houston lost at the Jets, right? This is a team that lost at the Jets and lost at the against the Colts on the road here. So, or actually beat the Colts by 2 on the road.
It is amazing though with the injuries that Houston's had on their offensive line, their wide receivers, their running back at the beginning of the year. That it just shows how good Stroud is. That dude's amazing. He's had nothing around him. There's been good quarterbacks in the league. Brock, look at Brock. He loses his offensive tackle up in San Francisco. He sucks. He's not even a game manager. He's fumbling the ball, throwing interceptions, just because he don't have Williams in there. This Stroud dude just wins games, man. Wait till that team's healthy, and if they get healthy towards the end of the year, they're going to be a tough out.
Yeah, I think, and in Rush, he has an opportunity to improve, to bounce after that bad performance there. Because let's face it, he did win the 2 job, so he had and has been with the team for a while. But I'm a little concerned with the Cowboys having a Mac and a D2 team as a backup, a D2 quarterback.
Hey, Rush won some games last year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He's not Prescott. So I'm with you. He's not Prescott, but he can manage a game where he's not going to turn it over if he's got the rest of the guys playing.
Yeah,
giving him a little bit of time, maybe running the ball a little bit, getting some first downs running the ball, which they haven't done all year, but they could. They're due to have a game where their offense plays a little bit.
I could see a bounce there after that really bad performance last week. So I'll look at the Cowboys.
Who's beating Detroit in the NFC? That's all I got to say.
In the whole league.
Only a divisional game in the playoff, Green Bay or Minnesota, because it's a divisional.
That's the only thing.
That's the only way.
The coaches learn too. We won't see Campbell going for it on 4th and 1, huh?
No, exactly right. I don't think we'll see him. I don't think
the only person who can stop the Lions is Campbell.
Yep. And the way they've been battling the AFC.
Well, yeah, it's just from what I've seen so far. It's like who's going to beat Detroit in the NFC? It's when you look at it. It's like I don't see next match. 49ers. You lost yesterday. You lost to Seattle, and you're getting healthy. So
What was the best play in the NFL, guys? Yeah. What was the one single best play in the NFL yesterday? Picture-wise, not necessarily score. When Queen rips the ball, they decided to try to drive the ball with less than a minute left, the Ravens, and Queen comes up, rips the ball out of Lively's hands, and then falls on it. That's a big FU for not wanting to keep me and letting me go to the Steelers. That was like the biggest play of the weekend. I was like, that's what these pros do, man. You have an all-star and you don't want to pay him? But that was the difference in the game. That changed the whole attitude going into the second half, and the Steelers have the ball next. That was huge, man, and got the best defense in the NFL, man.
It was Washington coming into Vegas. Same thing. Logan Thomas was in goal, and guess who he did? He beat his Vegas team. That's what he wanted. It was like, I'm coming to Vegas, and Washington's getting that win.
I only bring that up.
He got the win. Logan Thomas got to be in his money. He's what, 8-0-1 this season. In goal. As I said at the start of the season, every time I see that guy in goal, I'm betting on him. He's been absolute money. Why? Because he just as Jorge said, he goes, when pro athletes get dissed like that by another team and get shuffled along onto the next one, sometimes they come back a little bit more angry and play even better. Yeah. Exactly. We're all like that when you get dissed like that in life. You get back up the next time when you get knocked down and those things happen, you get back up.
Yeah, I play a lot of tennis, and the worst thing the opponent can do is hit me with the ball. If they hit me with the ball, it's on.
You haven't gotten the tennis? You haven't played pickleball yet?
Well, I play a little bit of pickleball here and there, but I haven't jumped into it. It helps my tennis game, though.
Oh, wow. Yeah. All right. Let's get into the NBA tonight. 8-game schedule tonight. And let's start here with the Bulls Pistons. We see the Pistons. Hey, they're favorites. They got one done yesterday as a favorite rolling the road. 4.5, total 233. Wizards at Knicks. The Knicks here laying 14, total 232. Sixers and Heat. We got the Heat 3, total 212.5. We start with Rod.
Yeah, and you look at the Knicks laying 14. I'm going to lay the 14 with the Knicks. This Washington team, yeah. Hey, they played a lot of hoops over the last week. Man, I think it finally catches up with them. That they have been scrappy in spots. This isn't a spot. Even the books know it. That's why they got New York at 14. I think New York wins by 20 there in that one. Not baiting me into taking Washington there in that spot. Give me New York. And then Detroit as a favorite. Hey, I don't trust the Bulls in the in this back-to-back spot here. So I'll lay it with Detroit there as the favorite. Look at what they've been doing. Slowly, quietly moving right along. 9-5 ATS for you. 10-5 to the under, playing some defense. Unlike the Bulls who don't play any defense. So give me Detroit there. Lay the 4.5.
There from Rod on over to Jorge.
Yeah, I've been saying it since the beginning of the season. Detroit their general manager deserves all the kudos so far. Good core of youngsters, no leaders. They brought in some veterans, and obviously Cade Cunningham is taking some advice from those guys. But that dude's a monster. I mean, he is the next LeBron James when he leaves, as far as stat stuffer in the sheet, doing everything. 5 steals. He's doing triple doubles, and he picks up the point guard full court. I mean, come on, that's a lost art, man. I love watching that. Jordan used to do that back in the day when he'd have his big games, and if the game was important, him and Pippen were picking up guys full court. And that does a lot in basketball games. They call it the head of the snake in basketball when you play out there. When you're picking up that guy full court, that's an extra 5 seconds they lose, and they can't get into their set. They have to give up just the next open pass instead of putting the ball where they want to. So a lot of kudos to Cunningham on that. Definitely on Detroit. I think they're already halfway to all the win total they had last year, and they're one game away from 500. I think they'll be motivated in the spot to get to that 500 mark.
You go from Jorge on over to Solo.
Yeah, the Bulls Pistons game. I'm going to look at the over. Bulls play good depth. I mean, Levine is the starter. He takes the bulk of the shots with the first lineup, but they play like 9-10 bodies. They get up and down. They make a ton of mistakes. They create possessions. They foul a lot. This total is going to go over. The 76ers Heat game, I've just had enough of the 76ers. I'm going to lay it with the Heat. I just can't find an angle with Philly. It's hard to say they banged up because everybody's in the lineup, obviously, except Maxey, but they just don't have any offensive flow. I'm not really sure what's going on with the 76ers. I'm going to lay it with the Heat at home.
Yeah,
no rhythm, no rhyme, no gel together, right? They haven't played together off, right? It's just off. It looks awful, right?
Yeah, that's it there here. I'm gonna on this the Bulls try. I'm gonna be headband hits bit of a solo here in this block. I'm gonna go under in this one. Pistons defend well at home and they play at a slower pace here in this spot. So I'll look for the under Bulls here in a back-to-back. And just 45% overall on the road in this next one here.
And Tony, to support your pick before you jump on to that next one, it all came out in the paper about the team really embarrassed about their defensive effort. Donovan was ragged them out.
Oh, yeah.
The players ragged themselves out. So you're right, Solo. I mean, they're definitely an over team. I'd just be a little bit cautious in this one game because it's all over the media how bad they're pretty much doing it. Just kind of like the Patriots when they played over in Europe, they came back. Mayo called them soft. Belichick called them soft, but they said it's still a good team. And then all of a sudden the defense, only gave up like 27 points in 3 games. So they're pros. Again, I'm not going to put money on the under, but be cautious. They may actually show up and play a little bit of defense for a change.
Yeah, and here I'm looking at the Sixers. The fact is there is rest advantage for the Sixers here. Miami does not defend the 3-point strike very well. Hit just 44% on the road. In this spot, I'll just look at the Sixers here. And if it's not now, when will it be, right? You got the spot for you there. You got Heat coming off of in a back-to-back. You got the rest, so I'll look at them.
The Butler did it. The Butler
did it, right?
I think Jimmy Butler's back. Well, definitely was Solo on the Heat.
Yeah, but Butler's still showing questionable. So is Embiid. Maxey out. Yeah, and Jaquez is doubtful there. Looking at the other injuries here, Ball, we know, is out for Chicago. Klintman, Thompson still out. Hardaway questionable. And then at the Washington Nick game, Bay out. Boy, if anybody who can grab a rebound and play defense, he's probably the only one on the court that can do it. he's out for Washington. Koulibaly here, probable. Achua, Robinson out. McBride, who, believe it or not, has been scoring points here for this Knicks team off the bench. He may be the one guy you can count off the bench. He's questionable there. And going back
how about McCain for the 76ers? Well, some of these rookies get a shot,
McCain,
man.
Yeah, McCain. Well, and like I said, when you struggle on offense, that's what I was bringing about John Collins with Utah, and he's making that. He's now in the starting rotation. And they've been more competitive with Collins in the lineup, and that's what happens when you're last in offensive efficiency. Your coach has to make all these changes. Collins, who was just a scrap heap guy because he was always hurt in Atlanta, got some minutes, made points. Now he's in the starting rotation, and he's flowing well with Sexton on the court. So there's some of the things to look at as these coaches make adjustments, because when you look at these teams that are last or near the bottom in offense, they got to make changes, right? They got to make changes. Management is expecting you to make changes, so you start seeing all these bench guys start to play, and for sure enough, you find a guy that can contribute, and that's what happens this time of the year now, where coaches panic. The panic button hits, and they've got to make moves. They got to make changes to the rotation. I'll go over in the Washington and the Knicks game. Washington on the road, 29th in defensive efficiency. Just a bad defensive team. They also play fast and play bad. I mean, that's a bad combination there for this Washington Wizards team. Wizards, let's see. One thing with the Knicks, they shoot the ball well. They don't defend very well at home because they average 121 points per 100 possessions, allow 112 per 100. So I'll look for the over in that one. All right, let's continue here on the 26 more shows. You continue here on the NBA for the next games here on this card. Next up, Pacers, Raptors. Pacers 4 on the road, total 233. Rockets, Bucks 3.5, total 224. Magic and Suns here. Magic 3.5 on the road, total 210.5. We go on over to Rod.
Yeah, looking at these ones here, I'm going to lay it with the Bucks. Only having to lay such a small spread, I'll take a shot here. Look at what the Rockets did last night. I think they scored a whole pile of buckets last night, and now have to come into Milwaukee. Milwaukee with the rest advantages there. Do you expect Houston to run it up the same way? They could, but I think the Bucks there at home be ready for the Rockets there in that one. I think they can cover that 3.5. So I'll cover the 3.5 there, but with the Rockets, and give me the Raptors at home plus the points at 4. It's just one of those things. Raptors do play their best ball at home, and they didn't look so good last game, but back here at home, I'll take the Raptors plus the points in that one.
Raptors there plus. We move on over to Jorge.
Oof, wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole.
Lean. I'm not. Definitely not a premium. How can anything?
Rod will touch it with his fingertips. He has no problem.
No, he's already got it. He's already pushed the button. I will take the over there. They are trying hard. No, but they got a winning record against the spread, but they don't play any defense. Regardless, the only way they're gonna stay within that game, and that is just try to outscore the opponent. Sometimes you get there, sometimes you don't. But I'm on the over. Definitely won't take a side in that one, especially coming off a back-to-back. But, man, Houston Rockets, I disagree there, man. Milwaukee's not playing no defense. And there's a reason the Rockets are beating teams. I gave up too early on them in the season. I thought they would be really good this year, finally starting to gel. Teams got to graduate in the NBA to get to where they were. And they were hot at the end of last year, definitely covering some spreads. They beat some teams that are good in the playoffs. But the reason they're playing so well is one thing: it's defense. They lead. I think they're one of the top in fast break points. And the only way you can get out and run, and they ran all over them last night, is to create some defense and start running out the other way, and you get back before the defense even has a shot to get in there. You don't even have to go against the set defense. So they're creating fast break points off their defense. They're plus points. I'll take the Rockets.
Rockets there from Jorge on over to Solo.
Yeah, I agree. Udoka making in-game adjustments. The Rockets are definitely boning up. Applying pressure, getting out and running. They got some young finishers with Jalen Green and a couple guys that can really get a bucket when it comes down to it.
How about Segura?
Am I saying that right, guys? On the block.
Am I saying that?
He had a triple-double. He had a triple-double yesterday. Yeah, he had a triple-double yesterday.
I'm going to take the Rockets on the money line on that one. The Pacers seem to be getting healthy. I think they get a couple bodies back today. I'm going to lay the 4 with the Pacers. The Raptors, they were printing money early in the season. I think the wheels are slowly starting to unravel here. They're a little too much public for me. Only 4. I'm laying it with the Pacers.
Laying there with the Solo. Okay, I'll tell you what I think about this game. Yeah, I'm gonna have been button heads today with Solo Day on games. I'm gonna be looking here at Toronto plus points. It is a back-to-back for Indiana, and it's always tougher when you go into Canada. So you get, it's that get through customs, kind of a little time to get in there. Toronto at home, just a -5 net rating here.
Blue glove treatment for the Pacers all the way up to Canada.
Oh no! Pacers have lost 5 of 7 on the road. They struggle on the glass. I'll just look here in a spot here for Toronto with the rest advantage, getting points at home. I like that spot there. Rockets and Milwaukee, another similar situation. A home dog at home, getting points with rest advantage. I will not take the Bucks. I will take the Houston Rockets +4 because they're getting the plus. The pluses are on their side. And the thing is Milwaukee cannot guard the 3-point line at home. Opponents hitting 41% from 3 against them. The Rockets are playing good defense this year on the road.
The Bucks don't play defense in practice. On the road, at home, at practice, they don't shoot around and they don't play defense ever.
And that's strange from a Doc Rivers team because that's something they did was defense. But this is just unraveling here for this Bucks team. The Rockets are 3rd in defensive efficiency on the road. So they're now not only are they, last year they played defense at home. This year they're doing it on both ends, on both the home and away. That's a difference this year as the Rockets have now won 4 of 6 on the road. I said earlier, I think on the drive to that, this may be Rockets were a team profile that you play at home, play on the road. That's not the case anymore. You can play them on the road now because they're showing they can do things on the road. This magic is
all kidding aside, though. I know we're giving Rod a hard time about his Raptor picks. Back-to-backs are a big deal. Not just back-to-backs. Look how many games they've played in the last 4. If that's 3 out of 4 or 4 out of 6, and they got a back-to-back, dude, they got tired legs. They'll all tell you. It's not no big deal in the NBA. It just happens. And when you're playing in that 4 to 6, there's even a 6 to 8. I used to have a book back in the day before all the internet had the logs and everything. And I used to log every game. They put it out at the Gambler's Bookstore here, and it was big. It would highlight 3 out of 4, 4 out of 6. You never hear about that, from the commentators and all that. But that's a big deal. So Rod's definitely right. On teams that don't, play well. And don't play defense the next game. That's definitely an angle to follow, regardless who they're playing.
And I'll say this, but
why is it only 4? Why is that line only 4.5? Don't you think the Pacers should be a little more higher, like 7.5, 8?
I agree.
Somewhere in that. The Raptors aren't that good to be covering that. That's the number they normally been getting. 6, 7, somewhere in that number.
Back-to-back spot, the rest advantage, home dog. I think there's something there. Also, too, remember, I did watch a few years ago. I watched the Miami Heat chef on one of his cooking shows. I was watching some show, and the Heat chef was on there, and interesting point he made. He goes, NBA players, starters lose about 4,000 calories a game. I said, well, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot. And, you have to intake that calorie loss and try to intake that much food. It's tough, with those back-to-backs because how much weight loss and calorie loss that you lose here from just the calories you burn playing at that high level. Obviously not the same for the bench guys, but for the starters, that's why he talked about the diet and how much he really has to feed these guys and how many calories they burn per game, which I thought was, wow, that's like 500 calories. That's 1,000 calories per quarter. Wow, that's a lot. That seemed like a lot to me in a half an hour to burn 1,000. I don't know how you can do that, but I guess at that high level you do. I thought it more like maybe I could believe 500 a quarter, but 1,000 calories you burn per quarter. Woo, that's a lot.
Growing up, I played pickup basketball up into my 40s. With the great same group of guys. Dude, we played 3, 4, 5 games the back. It was easy to stay in shape. You never got fat. You know what I mean? You weren't worried about your diet or anything like that. Yeah. If you played pickup basketball game twice a week and you hung around and you played till you were tired and you couldn't run no more, man, that's
full court back. There's no better. You lose.
There's an occasional fat. Well, besides Williamson down in New Orleans, there ain't no fat players in the NBA. Nope. And that's why he's always hurt.
No. Full court, full court basketball is, again, you lose the most weight in full court, not half court. Full court basketball, big difference there. In there, if you're going to get in shape, full court basketball.
You get back on defense. You have to run your ass off. You don't just get back on defense. We're just gradually used to guys getting back in the NBA. We watch it on TV. Them dudes are sprinting back. Yeah, they're not taking their time.
Yep, it's not like it was back in the day where they were just walking the ball up the court. Those days are gone. Those days are gone, man. Those days are gone. All right, I got lost in where were we at? Who gave up the last picks? Well, who was up?
I think it's on you, Tony.
It's on me. Okay, it's on me. Okay, thanks. So I was.
You're the host of the show.
Yeah, actually, All right, I know. Let's see. Okay, no, I did give Houston plus the points. Okay, Orlando and Phoenix. And this is an injury game. Let me just keep an eye on these injuries here early on. Boncaro out. Carter has been upgraded to doubtful. Therefore, Orlando, Beal, Durant, Gillespie out. But we still got Tyus Jones, Booker, Plumlee, Nurkic in there for them. I'm going to be looking here in this one. I'm going to take the home team with the Phoenix Suns plus 2.5. The Suns defended home, not so much on the road. And they also make their threes at home. Orlando, 27th in offensive efficiency on the road, 102 points per 100 possessions. Yeah, I'm a little biased against this Orlando team on the road. The way they looked like in the playoffs, they couldn't even win a road game. They looked so bad in that road series against Cleveland. I just have a hard time. I really felt this. Without Ben Carroll, it's going to hurt more on the road than it is going to be at home. I know Wagner.
Funny, they haven't won a road game since the playoffs last year.
Oh, geez, that's the scary thing with this Orlando team is their playoff form.
I'm with you.
Yeah. I mean, and we called that. I remember on the drive to calling that, and no team's going to win a road game, and that's what happened in that series with Cleveland and Orlando. But yeah, I'm going to look at Phoenix here plus the points. All right, let's continue.
Another famous Barkley quote. The series don't start till you win one on the road.
Hasn't started yet. In that series, it did not. Yeah, that was a series that no one could win on on the road here. Orlando, sorry, and I thought that with Boncaro on the road, they're going to feel it the most. All right, we'll close out the NBA here with the Hawks and Kings here. Kings laying 4.5, 5, total 236. Warriors and Clippers. We got here the Warriors on the road now, 4.5 most places now. The fours are gone, total 225.5. We start with Rod.
Yeah, and I'll lay the 4.5 with the Warriors on the road there in that one. Second half for the Clippers back at home. I think they had to work so hard getting a win last night, but this Warriors team definitely has a bench of 4.5. Not enough. I know the Clippers can play some defense, keep it close. I think the Warriors pull away, win by 8. So I'll lay with the Warriors in that one. I'm not touching Atlanta, Sacramento.
Stay away game for Rod there.
Stay away from me on that one, yeah.
That's hard to do. Let's go on over to Jorge.
Dude, I could pound on the Hawks on the road. Are you kidding? On a back-to-back night, and Fox is on a roll right now. He's playing I call it Allen Iverson type basketball. He's open. He's always open. People say there's no such thing as a ball hog like Kobe if you're open. And those guys work hard to be open. And right now he's just on fire. In Atlanta, Trae Young, and for some reason he's just not gelling with the team. And there's no excuse for that. He's been there too long. He did have 20 points last night, but 6 turnovers. A point guard cannot have 6 turnovers in the NBA. Coach, he's got to keep him in there.
That's rookie number. That's a rookie. That's like a rookie.
Yeah, no, you can do it every once in a while, but not from an all-star. Clippers are one-dimensional right now. Powell, 31, he's having probably his career year because he has to be the scorer. But you know what? The Golden State Warriors are the anti-Orlando. They can win on the road. They were winning on the road better than they were winning at home when they started. So they're kind of the alter ego of Orlando. And you know what? Powell, the Golden State Warriors could throw 2-3 guys at him. One Andrew Wiggins, any 2 or 3 of their guards that are out there, and so there's going to be plenty of guys to shut him down. He's actually had some regression. He was averaging 23 points a game. He's starting to wear down a little bit. He's not a go-to guy. He's a 3rd or 4th scorer, at best. But he's done the best he could. Yeah, definitely. I'm shocked that number is so low. That should be over that 6. That 3 basket limit. That should be at about 6.5. So definitely a play on the Warriors.
Warriors there from Jorge on over to Solo.
Yeah, the Hawks Kings game. I'm staying on board. I still don't like this Kings team. They play selfish ball. I mean, Fox is is scoring a lot of points, but the ball is stopping with him.
Because he has to. Yeah,
I understand, but either way, they're not covering the spreads. If you watch them, they're not really print money like they were. I'm gonna lean toward the over just because I'm not a big fan of the Hawks and their style of play. I think points come early and often. I think they push this total over. The Warriors Clippers game. I love this game. I'm going to take the points with the Clippers. I think Ty Lue finds a way to slow this game down and give them a chance to win it late down the stretch. The Warriors probably win the game, but I think the Clippers find a way to get in the back door.
Yeah, Clippers beat them in the first meeting in Oakland, right? Or San Francisco. So. Yeah, that was they got them done. They got it done with the shock of a lot of people. It happened there. Yeah, here for me, I want to look at the Kings here laying the points. The Hawks are last in 3-point defense on the road, give up almost 40% from 3. That's brutal there. and they're on a back-to-back spot here as well, right? They had that loss to Portland. They're on the road here. And they got, Sacramento got past Utah in that tough game. That was a tough game. They were down for most of that game on Saturday night, but their shooting came in. Fox 49, Werder came in here. We know Monk is out. That's a key scorer there. And I think also Sabonis is doubtful. This is a game to keep an eye on. Yeah, we got
When's the last time they covered?
Yeah, that's a good question. They covered against they pounded Toronto, I think. Wasn't it Toronto they pounded? Because I was on Toronto that game. Was probably back on last week sometime at home against Toronto. I think they did that Toronto because I had Toronto plus the points. I remember that game. Yeah, they did cover there. But this is an issue here with and the money. It's now moved up to 5 in some places here. Carter, DeRozan, Monk out for Sacramento, and Sabonis is doubtful. So
they're in big trouble.
Yeah, that's a monster issue. But you got rest advantage with the Kings here, and of course we got Bogdanovich, Hunter, Lundy, Zeller out here for the Hawks. Buffkin's questionable. But we'll see about this rookie. Can his rookie for Atlantic do anything here? Jalen Johnson, Capella, Young. They got a starting 5 that can do something here against this Kings team. But again, Sacramento has the rest advantage. Maybe people are playing to that back-to-back angle. Remember that they're with rest advantage here for this Sacramento team.
That's coaching. That's coaching.
Underdogs on the back-to-back are 21. Underdogs on the back-to-back are 21 and 17 ATS this season. So that would be in favor of Atlanta with the 4.5 there.
All right, we've got some late news here in the Sacramento game. Curry has just hit the injury report here, and he has got a knee listed as questionable in this game. So this is something to keep an eye on. He missed 3 games due to an ankle injury earlier, but now he's dealing with left knee inflammation. This
They're
just
too deep. They're too deep. It don't matter.
Yeah,
that's still 30 points. Give me the Clippers. Bye-bye, Warriors. Give me the Clippers. Bye-bye. No Curry? No chance.
Man.
No Curry? No chance.
Curry's just this was like because I had just looked.
No
Yeah,
chance.
this just hit right
I
now.
eat Thai food all day. I don't, I can go without a little curry for one game.
Yeah, so
You need a little
Curry more
Curry.
of a Curry 23 points a game. Some people are saying he's more a facilitator now. I don't know. I haven't seen enough.
Yeah,
of
he is a facilitator.
Yeah.
More assists, more passes. What happens is he takes that double team and he can throw the ball out to a guy who can actually shoot. And when he's not there, you don't get that. Different team.
Basketball is meant to have 8-player rotations. You got that's how you build chemistry, and you do that.
Correct.
The Warriors are just playing 10 dudes, dude. I'm amazed that Steve Kerr won't even think of doing it, but he's actually doing it, and it's working, man. He's rotating 10 guys.
Well, the Clippers. Clippers got some guys that have been rotating around. They haven't been 100% healthy.
Mine really hasn't moved from this news.
It's stuck there too.
Nah, it hasn't moved. Right.
Hasn't moved. This just came in.
Give me the Clippers.
Well, I saw it earlier. He's day to day. Curry's day to day. It was out there a little bit earlier.
It's out there a little bit earlier. Okay, it just hit my list right now. Is
well, doubtful. I think he got upgraded to doubtful.
It was
or questionable.
Questionable. Yeah, questionable. Yeah,
Yeah.
We got there in there.
It went from probable to questionable, and now it's that questionable. He's not playing.
Yeah, questionable there. Curry in there. So there's some concern. So look, maybe let's don't look at the Warriors. They got the depth there to do it. All right, let's continue on the 26 morning show. I don't trust this Clippers team. And we'll move on over to college basketball. What we do this time of the year is we just ask the cappers to give us what they got because we'll start doing that time block once we get through college football regular season. Once we get to the Army-Navy week, and we'll have a little more data with us to go with college hoops. So in college hoops, give us what you got. We'll start with Rod.
And we're going to start with give me Delaware plus the 3.5 here, hosting Bryant at home here. 6:30 Eastern game. You look at Delaware; they're always a scrappy bunch. They can definitely score some points. 2-1 in the over. Don't let that 1 and 2 ATS number fool you. There's always some giant spread numbers in there, and they're always getting them. So give me Delaware plus the points there. I think they keep it close with Bryant in that one. Scroll down. You know what? I like North Texas. Give me North Texas plus the 5 versus McNeese. I think that's way too many for McNeese to be covering there in that one. It's going to be a track meet in that one. I think we see some scoring. Enough to get over that 130.5 as well there, but take North Texas plus the points. They can definitely keep it close in that one. Down a little more. Give me no line on that one. Some of these numbers are pretty big, but give me Prairie View A&M versus SMU. You look at SMU, only 1-3 against the number all season long, and that's a giant number for them to be covering. 31.5 for SMU
from an opener of 25. An opener of 25.
Correct. So everybody's jumping on SMU because we know SMU got beat up last game out, but we know that SMU has an offense that can score. But Prairie View, check the 3. If those 3 start falling, they're not covering that 31.5. It's just too many. So I'm not going to follow the sheep that you're following that trail into SMU.
It's the sheep and all the kids.
Oh, everybody's jumping on SMU.
And the relatives are joining them.
Everybody's on SMU in that one. So I'm going to go the other way. 31.5. Sure, SMU can win by 28 points. And it brings that backdoor right into everything. So give me Prairie View plus the 31.5 in that one. That's a lot for SMU to be covered. And then the one that give me the under 151.5 in Northern Alabama and Auburn. Auburn's playing some defense, lights out defense. Is what Auburn's been doing. 151. That's a high total for an Auburn game, and they're trying to bait me in. I'll take it. 151 is way too much in an Auburn game. Give me the under in that one. And then I got Gonzaga running right the heck over San Diego State in that one.
In Viajes Arena too.
You bet. It's one of those spots. It is. It's one. I know. It's one of those spots that San Diego State usually gets up for. Well, that's only 11.5. That's a little bit light for this Gonzaga team. They're deep. Talking about a team that's deep. They're like the Warriors. They have more than 5 guys. They could probably throw it another lineup. They have 10 guys on that bench that can come out and run and gun. So what happens is when those teams, I find in college hoops, that have more than 5 guys on the starting bench that just have like 1 or 2 on the bench, when they can get a whole other lineup out on the floor, those teams are the teams you want. Those are the teams that cover the big spread numbers. Why? Because when your starters are sitting on the bench, enjoying the cocktail, having a drink, your second guys up that want to get into that lineup still give 150%. And that's what Gonzaga has this season. So give me the Zags there in that one. My hat's over there.
From an opener of 10.
Rip this hat off and put it on my head. Go Zags, go!
Remember, Gonzaga is the home team for Western Canada. They get all the games out there. Rod knows Gonzaga. He sees everything. Pre-game, post-game show. It is.
Yeah, we get all the games out here. It's so close. It's literally it's our southern U.S. cousin. It's right there. If you go across the border, you go to Montana, and then the next state over is Washington, and it's right there. So we get all Seattle games. I get the Seahawks games. We get the whole after show. I get it on the TV channel where we get to see the after show. They go into the locker room. They see all those guys. And then there's a few people on Twitter that I have that are right game side, court side in that arena at Gonzaga. I follow the Zags pretty good.
Zags from an opener at 10. San Diego State is in a rebuild mode, by the way. But
they are, yes. They're not that.
This is in Viajes Arena, which is a tough spot.
Tough place to come play. Yeah, tough place to come play.
Man, I don't know what you guys are talking about. If you're talking about San Diego State, they reload. They don't rebuild. They haven't rebuilt since Fisher was there. Bancher is his assistant coach. And those guys are just a recruiting machine down there. San Diego State, they don't really have any teams down there. They got the Padres. You know what I mean? They got the Chargers. Outside of that, they have 2 pro teams. So their college team's got some money. San Diego State has always been able to bring some players back in there. I don't like the side on that one. Could they get a backdoor cover? Easily, because those guys don't quit. Man, I watched them beat UNLV up over the years. You always think they got an advantage. Somehow they, by the end of the season, they're a threat in the Mountain West Conference. Doesn't matter how slow they start, how many people they put in there. I mean, continuously. But I do like the over. No one can stop Gonzaga for what Rod said. They just rotate guys and they run and gun. They wear teams out. Gonzaga's a modern day UNLV. Back when Tarkanian was in there, mid-major conference. When the other big conferences got to play them, they're just not used to that. There's no fast break team in the big conferences. They play defense. They bang on each other. Then all of a sudden they got to play one of these West Coast teams. They're going to make you run. There's just no way to stop it. So I like the over in that one. And up to your Delaware game, Rod, you want to talk about points being scored? I don't even know how you can mention Delaware scoring without Bryant. Bryant don't mess around. They're averaging 93 points a game. They're kind of like Loyola Marymount back in the day when Westfall was the coach, man. Bryant's funny. Definitely the over. I'm not disagreeing with you, Rod, completely on San Diego State. But I'm a big Gonzaga fan. I've met Coach Few. He's cool, man. He's down to earth. When I was doing live radio out here, you could go up, talk to him. He'd give you some time. So he's a great guy. He's got a great program, but definitely the under in both of those games. That'd be my parlay for the day. To put the under in those two.
Under those two there from Jorge. Move on over to Solo.
I'm gonna look at the Howard FIU game. Howard has stacked 3 consecutive good seasons on top of each other. They've lost some players, to the transfer portal. I want to say back-to-back years they lost point guard, went to Minnesota, and I think the other one went to Rutgers as a backup. I still think they compete in this spot. This spread is too light. They have the size and athleticism to get FIU. So take Howard with the 2 points. I got to disagree with Rod and the McNeese North Texas game. North Texas really plays defense. They slow the game down. They play at a really slow pace. I think this total goes under.
Coach Wade, dude. Coach Wade, he's stupid on the phone, but he can coach. He cost him his job at LSU for talking way too much stupid crap on the phone. He lost his job. Who did they just recently cover?
North Texas.
McNeese. They played.
Was it North
Alabama?
I can't remember.
It was Alabama, right? They only lost by 8 to Alabama on the road.
Right.
So and they played South Dakota.
They were covering spreads last year. I'm with you on this one, Solo. They're gonna win some games this year. They're gonna have a couple upsets.
Yeah, that's all I like. It's heavy card and pick my spots.
Heavy card, pick your spots. Yeah. Well, that's 22 games today. That's been pretty light compared to the 75 and 90 games we've been getting on Monday Night Light today. But yeah, the one game I'm kind of chasing a little steam here. I'm going to take Asheville here plus the points here against North Florida. Asheville's a pretty good program, right? They won 22 games last season. They lose 3 players, but they get a lot of rotational players back. And of course, UNC Asheville had a tough time of it. They had Alabama on the road and they had Ohio on the road. It was a pretty good MAC school there. They secured the basketball. They were good. They were a good 3-point shooting team. Made their free throws last season. Ospreys struggled to make their free throws this year and to defend inside. There's really good guard play here for this Asheville team. North Florida was the 500 team from last year. And again, they lost their top scorer to transfers this season. So I'll look for Asheville here at plus the points. All right, let's continue here on the Tony This Morning Show. As we continue on here, well, it's time for the hockey segment. So we're going to say goodbye to Jorge and Solo. We'll start with Jorge. Let him tell you what he has for sale over at Tony's Picks. It's a busy month of November with lots of sports overlapping. Jorge, top unit producer over at Tony's Picks this year, 2,172 units of profit. What do you got for sale?
Definitely going to have some totals out in college basketball. I'm going to be looking at that. I've been having some bad luck games. I'm only a couple units under in the NBA, but I've been getting hooked. I feel like I'm a piece of anchovy on a hook and someone's going fishing. But eventually I'll get some wins in there. But it's going to have some totals today. Definitely watch Rod's picks. He's on fire in college basketball as well. And I've been doing my late steam, man. And so far it continues to do well. I'll put out the games by, of course, the deadline, but also going to do some college basketball in there and shooting Rod an email to see if maybe we can do a segment on college basketball coming forward. There you go, guys. There you go. We're over at Tony's Picks. See the top unit producer. No better time now to get a long-term pass, that 7-day pass. You guys like that on Monday. You get all of Jorge's plays here: college football, NFL, NBA, college hoops. Late steam there. We allow our cappers to post plays within 10 minutes to 2 hours before game time, and those are emailed directly to your email box. The email you use to sign up for the service. You'll get your regular member plays by 11 a.m. Eastern time, but the cappers can continue to handicap throughout the day and night and get you those late plays, and those are emailed to all long-term subscribers. So get on board with Jorge over at Tony's Picks. Monster performance this year for the year. All right, Jorge, it's always great having you show. Keep up the good work. Catch up with you again. Have a good day, George. Have a winning day, guys. Good luck with your hockey. There you go. Jorge here on the show. Let's take a look at Solo, what he's got for sale. It's been hot in the NFL. Solo, what do you got for sale over at Tony's Picks? I had 3 total picks today, 1 NFL, 1 NBA, 1 college basketball. Like I say, light card. We'll be back heavy firing tomorrow. We're going to pick our spots. And you already know we're going to stack it up brick by brick. Pair me up with one of the good cappers at the site. 2-for-1 special, 3-day pass, month pass, year pass. Sign up. Let's make some money. Make some money with Solo. We see the great results from Solo here in the NFL. Like I said, you guys love that 7-day all sports pass here on the Monday. There's a lot of sports overlapping. We're getting into late November now, guys, second half of November. So these college football games become bigger and bigger. College hoops tournaments coming up soon. NBA, a lot going on right now. So this is time to get on board with long-term pass with Solo. You see the great results from Solo, so get on board over at Tony's Picks. All right, Solo, is always great having you show. Continue that success. We'll catch up with you soon. Appreciate to see you tomorrow.
Have a good day, Solo.
So here on the Tony Six Morning Show. All right, let's continue here on the show. All right, we got our 6-line question again from our man Sigma. I want to get to it before we get some. Oh, we won't even say that. All right, here we go. I got to read this. I got to read this more before I put him up there. I just see a 6-liner, and I think it's. So let's continue on.
You're good.
All right, let's continue on here on the show. All right, let's get to the NHL next up. We got a 6-game parlay. We'll do 3 at a time here. We'll start with Blue Jackets Bruins. Here we got the Bruins $2, total 6. Avalanche and Flyers here. We got the Avalanche $1.78 on the road, total 6.5. Oilers and Canadiens. Oilers $2.73, total 6.5.
Yeah, and you look at Edmonton taking on Montreal. Hey, well, we're going to be without Darnell Nurse after the big hit he took on Saturday from Reeves. Reeves got a 5-game suspension for that. It's not going to equate to how much you're going to lose Nurse for. I don't know. He looked pretty goony-gooned out there. But I got to take Montreal plus the puck and a half there in that one. It's always close, tight battles. You look at both meetings last season, it took overtime. Edmonton did get the win, but it was 3-2, 2-1. So I lean to an under there in that one. You look at the Edmonton unders all season long. Well, if you've been betting unders, you're up 4.3 units. Betting Oilers unders all season long. So I'm going to continue riding that. Give me the under in that game with a lean to Montreal plus the puck and a half. And then I'm going to go with Colorado. Colorado's starting to turn their season around. I know both those teams 500. Colorado's 9-9. Flyers 8-8. So, yeah, 2 teams that are 500 teams, and the price doesn't equate to that. So if you're jumping on the Flyers, I get it. But not here in this one. This is the teams. Colorado is one of those teams that they love to beat up on the iffy teams that are hopping around 500, just below 500. They're on a nice 17-1 run. So give me the Colorado Avalanche in that game. And then Columbus and Boston. I don't want to lay that kind of price with the Boston Bruins team. And then trying to chase an under in that one, I would lean to Columbus at that big plus price. We've seen Columbus at times this season get themselves wins, and you look in the spot that's it's just Boston. I don't trust Boston following one of those non-conference games. Following a non-conference game this season, Boston's 1-8. They don't fare so well following those non-conference games, and that's what happened last time. They got beat by St. Louis in overtime, and now you expect them to step up here, 1-8 in the spot. I'd have to sprinkle on Columbus. Not a game I'm rushing to the window to bet.
All right, continue here on the NHL Rundown with Rod. Next series of games will be to close out the hockey tonight. Ducks and Stars. Boy, look at this one. We got a $4 here. Stars, I'm seeing $4.50 and some $4.50. Chris, which is a sharp book. Total, a sharp book at $4.50 and is incredible. Total 6. We got Capitals and Hockey Club, $1.06 both sides, total 6.5. Red Wings and Sharks here. The Red Wings, $1.42, total 6.
Yeah, and looking at the Ducks taking on Dallas, you look. I would have to take the Ducks plus the goal and a half in that one. It's close. These teams play close tight games. You look at the last 5 meetings head to head between these two teams, and the Ducks have covered the puck line in 4 of those 5 games. And you can find 2.5s in these places at a little plus at a little bit of juice. Why? Take the plus 1.5. I think this is a close game. You know, Dallas doesn't always cover these puck lines, so it's worth a sprinkle to take the Ducks. I believe it's a plus 140 in spots at the puck and a half. But the play in that game is take the under. It's just one of those things. When Dallas teams are ripping it up and shooting the shots after 3 games where they've shot more than 30 plus shots in those games, Pete DeBoer as the coach, 13-1 to the under. And then you look at the Ducks following a game where they score 5 or more goals, 10-1 to the under. Just take the under between the Ducks and Dallas. Low scoring one in that one. And then the last one on the board I'm looking at here,
Sharks and Red Wings.
Yeah, Detroit, San Jose. Looking at Detroit, San Jose, it's Detroit trying to get a win. They got beat by the Kings last time out, and it's continuing its trip. They struggled at times finishing the trip. San Jose's been money on the puck line, but you want to lay a plus 1.5, minus 200. Nah, we're gonna take a shot with the Sharks too. take a bite out of Detroit there in that one. Worth it. Take San Jose for a little sprinkle in that one.
Yeah, from Rod, we got you through the sports on the calendar for today. So now it's time for our parlay peripheral segments, and we'll start with Rod.
We're going to lay it with the Knicks. We're going to lay it with the Zags, and we're going to take the Clippers plus the points. A little 3-teamer in the NBA for you today.
Yeah, from Rod, I'll tell you what I like. I'll give you a 3-teamer NBA over Wizards Knicks. We'll go with the Rockets and the Suns there with your 3-teamer tonight here from the NBA. All right, now it's time to see what Rod has for sale over at Tony'sPicks.com. Rod's put up together really good numbers here on the site year to date as well. Here we're looking at Rod here. Last 7 days he's been on tear here. 932 units of profit, all documented. All these plays are graded as soon as they go final on our site, so you can verify those numbers by going to Rod's handicapper page. Rod, what do you got for sale?
And I got 4 plays in total so far. I've got 2 in college hoops, 1 in the NFL, and 1 in the NHL. Just about to put those into a package. I'm looking at one more play, and I found my one more play, so I'll have a 5-pack up there momentarily for a nice money-making Monday 5-pack. You get 2 college basketball, the 1 NHL, the NFL, and the one I'm looking at is an NBA play. So you'll get a little mixed sport from all the sports. If you look, hoops has been where I've been hooping. Definitely been hooping. NBA has been solid that last week, as you see. So is college hoops to start the season. So hoops have been treating me well. We're looking to continue that this week. So as you see, this 7 days has been solid. Looking to repeat that this week as well. So best way to get on board instead of having to buy a package here, package there, package here is that long-term pass. That way you also get those late Steam plays emailed to you when I put them in, and you don't miss out on any of the plays that I got going here at Tony's Picks. That's the best way to go. Also take advantage of that 2-for-1 capper promotional. Pair me up with another one of the hot cappers you see at Tony's Picks, and have 2 cappers putting money in your pockets. And don't forget Tony T at checkout. Save 15% off all your purchases over at Tony'sPicks.com.
That's right, guys. You got Rod over at Tony's Picks. You see the great results last 7 days for the year up on the leaderboards, guys. And of course, you guys like that long-term pass. Get on board. Don't forget the promo code there. Link in the description to Tony's Picks. You'll see Rod on the leaderboards. Just click his page and get signed up. All right, I got a best bet on the board from the NFL up on the board right now. Having a good year in the NFL this year. Documented here at Tony'sPicks.com. Also have some plays for you from the NBA, so check it out there. And of course, as we said, those long-term passes are your best values that are paying per pick. Just get the long-term passes. And like I said here on the Monday, you guys love that 7-day pass because there's a lot of action over that 7-day period with NFL, college football, college basketball, NBA. Get on board and promo code Tony T at checkout will save you that 15% off. All right, that's going to do it here for the Tony's Picks Morning Show. We're here every day, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time with our live show, giving out picks for the card. And of course, it always archives. So if you missed the show or you want to watch it again to get refreshed on the picks, because this has a long shelf life, just go to the live tab on our YouTube channel and check it out live. And of course, speaking of our YouTube channel, a lot of great contributions on our YouTube channel with the on-demand content there. Rod, what do you got over on Tony's Picks YouTube channel today and your plans for this week?
And today I've got you covered on all the NHL games. Plus, I threw the NFL selection up there for you as well. So definitely check those out. Going forward this week, I got you covered in all the hockey going forward for the rest of this week. I'm also going to dive into some college hoops action as well. Watch out for those to come this week. Throw a couple college basketball plays. And then this week we should be back with the college show and the NFL show. So definitely be on the lookout for those this week.
Very nice, guys. Make sure you check us out. Like, subscribe, send notifications. We have a lot of, not only a live show, we have a live demand on-demand content up on the channel. 30 to 40 videos a day up there on the channel with lots of free picks, guys, not just from me and Rod, from a lot of the cappers. So check us out there. And remember, click the link in the description. You'll visit our site, Tony'sPicks.com, for looking for our best stuff. Our best bets are at the site. Link in the description to Tony'sPicks.com. We're just tapping into your browser. All right, Rod, before you go, I got anything in closing?
Hey, have yourself a good week, everybody, and crush those books. It's a new week, new goals, new successes. That's how you gotta look. Take it week by week, day by day. It's you can't get too high, too low on yourself when you have those tough days, because hey, they happen. But just keep trugging along. As you see, this week I had that one day I got whooped. College football, I got whooped. So that's that you see there was even my 0-5 Saturday included in that week. So just think if I didn't go 0-5, what the numbers would have been. Still up on the year in college football, but say you gotta ride the wave. It's one of those things you want to be aboard daily when you're betting these.
And the thing here in sports betting, the edge you have is capping it every day.
It's happening every day. Yeah, we get to see it day in, day out. Even when on those days you get beat with the noodle, it happens, right? We know that, but we put those in our memory. For us as a capper, we remember the losses more than the big giant wins, because those losses that you lose by the half a point stick with you, and you remember that the missed free throw. Like, I'll never bet Hawaii again last night. Man, they can't hit a free throw if their life depended on it. They should have easily pulled away and got the cover in that one last night, but they didn't. They kept missing free throws.
It's very important. Yep, exactly.
Teams that don't do that, I put them on the list that you can't hit a free throw. You're not going to be betting that team. Another team that doesn't hit a free throw, Lamar. They're sub 60% hitting free throws. Is that Lamar team? Absolutely trash team not hitting free throws. Good little point. There's a bonus for you.
Yeah,
college basketball teams on those free throws. Why? Because the games come down to it at the end. I find this year they're taking the last 3 minutes turn into like the last 35 minutes because they play the foul game early in college basketball. It's not like they do in NBA where it's down to that last minute. No, they wait 3 minutes, 4 minutes. I've seen. And they're fouling each other. It's like, what the heck's going on?
Especially the teams that can't make free throws, and there are players out there that can't make a free throw, so they know who to.
Yeah, so they know this. So they just don't even care. They're just like, boop, and I was like, oh my goodness, this game's going to get real ugly real quick.
As handicappers, we have handicapping tools that make it easy as we do it every day. We find them, we can find the data, but the coaching can find the tools the same way.
Same way. They do the same thing as what we're doing. They take advantage of that team that can't make a free throw by fouling them. It's like Hacky Jack. Remember back in the day?
Oh yeah,
Jack couldn't hit a free throw, so just hack him.
Yep. And I just want to let you guys know you can always trust a service that handicaps the board every day. Who does that? Right? You see maybe a service out there. We see some YouTube channels with the guys. Oh, I'm going to give you my 3 plays a day. That's all they do. They don't know anything else. We could come in here, cap the entire card every day for you. And I know us and our service across the street does it as well with Mitch and company there. But I just want to let you know, man, you can trust our services here, guys, because we're every day capping the entire board, fully transparent. It's not just, we're putting the work in. We're giving you the analysis data. We're doing the full research for you guys here to verify these games, right? You guys know what we're all about here at Tony Speaks. So make sure you like, subscribe, set notifications, be live with us, help us grow our audience. That's
definitely appreciate everybody that tunes into us here at Tony Picks, because without you guys, we're not doing what we love here. So and getting you winners. So shout out to everybody. Let's have ourselves a big week.
Exactly. That's going to do it, guys. Going to wait. Goodbye, guys. You guys making a winning Monday. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow here on the Tony 6 Morning Show.